Hello guys, Zennosh here and welcome to Exos Heroes, and seems like we are going to go on a very big roller coaster ride of the Fate Core Hero units. Oh my god, this is actually the first time that the Exos Heroes have actually published the skill descriptions and the details about the Fate Core Hero units that they are going to be releasing in the near future, and it is really great. Alright, anyways, let's review them one by one and let's see if they are actually gonna be really good for the current meta contests or not with their new skill sets. Alright, the first unit right over here, which is actually going to be coming on June 10th. That is going to be tomorrow after the update until June 17th, 1:59 2021 UTC time. This is a Black Fate Core Hero unit, so definitely she's going to drop at 0.7% chance from her own banner, and you can PD summon her after 19 Bolter summons. Now that's right. Let's look into the Fate Core ability out here. The attack is boosted by 27 points, defense by 45 points, health by 216 points, and combat power by 9,000 points, which I would say is pretty much average. All right. Looking into the skill information out here, passive effect known as the Thirst Tree, okay? So it's pretty much the same as that of before, but a little bit improved actually, because like not only that she is actually going to deal damage to the attacker upon taking damage, that is 30% of the attack, but also she is now going to stun the target not only just 5 turns. Based on the current health, she might actually stun the opponent up to 12 turns. Remember, 12 turns, that is massive. All right, that's massive. Gains mana 1 mana if the health of the target is at 80% or more health. Removes 1 mana from the target and then gains mana, which is pretty much like stealing effect, to self if the health of the target is at 30% or less. Quite a really great way to get some extra, additional mana. Dragon Knight Blessing is quite helpful now to deal some really good damage against the dragon, especially that machine element dragon, alright, and also to receive less damage from the dragon as well. Next is gonna be the Flag of Providence, okay? That's an effect that is actually already with her, actually. Alright, anyways, it's kind of like a very regular type of like a mark effect. Increases the defense by 20% for each back row hero and the attack by 20% for each front row hero at the start of the battle, which I would say is pretty good, but not really that superb. It's good, okay? So more the number of heroes on the back row, more the defense boost that she's gonna get. And as a defensive unit, definitely it's gonna be a really great help for her. But the thing is that like Signature Force really do ignore the defense out there in the game, and usually Signature Force deals a lot of damage output over there. So well, we cannot really batch a lot on it, okay? Because there are so many damage that just ignores the defense. And attack by 20%. As a defensive unit, we really don't care about like how much attack power she's actually gonna get. All right. Next is gonna be the her active skill number 1. Required mana 1 mana. Song of the Cottons. Single target deals 150% damage to one enemy. As it's a single target damage, definitely a lot of damage can be expected. But as only 1 mana is kind of consumed right over here, you cannot really expect a lot of signature force damage out there in the equation. But there's another status effect situation out here known as afflicts the target with the shock for 3 turns. If there are any kind of units that can actually provide cleanse right away, just like Fate Core Iris, it's not going to be a really that effective stuff. Anyways, next is going to be active skill number 2. Required mana 3 mana. Flower of the Full Moon. Back row first. Deals 105% damage to all the back row enemies. Alright. And status effect afflicts the target with a shock for 5 turns. Yet again, not really that superb skill out here, okay? You cannot really expect a lot of damage coming out of it. Yes, it can shock the opponents out there on the back row, which can be really helpful. But yet again, there are so many units out there like Fate Core Iris who can passively cleanse this kind of status effect. Anyways, that said, these are the details that I've already said. 0.7% chance for it to drop, and 19 core mileages for PD her. And the exclusive weapon, usually they are always scam, alright, because only 30 attack boost and 3000 combat power boost, that's nothing. If you are just into the, you know, like this showcasing or the costume, or let's say this new skin of the weapon itself, then well, if you're lucky someday, you are definitely gonna get it through the Relic of Dragon Dynasty summons in the Door to Creation. Now that's it. Let's move on to the this list out here. Season 4 Eve Celebration Core Reverse. Yes, the devs actually did promise that they are actually going to provide a series of the units so that they can actually help us with the current meta. So let's see if these new units, Priestess of the Moonlight Ledger, Astral Idol Liffy, Soft Silver Hair Jinn, Rothbrook Baileysh, And the beach by the sea, blue sea Degas are actually going to be a really great help in order to like to adjust with the current meta contests or not. All right, so let's get this on. Well, you can see that like the period for them to actually show up is also written right over here. Like, let's say Priestess of the Moonlight Ledger is gonna show up on the June 10th. All right, until June 17th. That means like the Priestess of the Moonlight Ledger and the this unit Bernavas, fully bloomed blue cotton Bernavas, are actually gonna be popping up tomorrow at the same time. Two Fate Core banners popping up on the same day, which actually never happened in this game before, which is like, okay, alright. Anyways, that said, the Black Fate Core Bernavas is not really that worth summoning, okay? The blue Fate Core, like the fully bloomed blue cotton Bernavas, because as a Black Fate Core hero unit, you will definitely be getting those Black Fate Core hero units through the Fate Core recruit ticket. That is the given with the black, like any kind of Black Fate Core hero units. And the next thing is that like she's not really that superb in order to, like, to contribute in any way in order to change the current meta or something like that. All right. Now that said, let's move on into the detail of the Priestess of the Moonlight Ledger. That's also going to come tomorrow. All right, so looking into her artworks, it definitely is looking pretty much the same. The bunny girl, the playboy girl. All right, passive skill known as the first aid 2. So what's actually added to her passive effect is going to be this final prayer. Gain mana if there is no living allies other than self at the start of the round. At the start of the round, which I would say is not really that super effective though. Gain mana, 1 mana. I mean, like, if she's the only one that is gonna be alive, and that is actually going to be provided as a boost to her every start of round, provided that she survives, or she's only gonna gain 1 mana, which I think is totally absurd. Okay, but anyways, this can be quite helpful because, well, she has this revive skill, and thanks to that 1 extra mana, yeah, you might possibly be able to turn the tables around. Who knows, right? Merciful Hug. Special skill, if an ally takes damage and their health falls below 30% or below, grants a barrier equal to 10% of own maximum health for 5 turns, 1 time per round, which I think is totally bullshit. Right, I mean, like, we know that like how the barriers are totally countered by so many units out there, like Fate Core Iris and Fate Core Shell and so much more, right? Even I think the Fate Core Jinn as well. Yeah, there we go. So 10%, I mean, like, this kind of barrier right over here, it's just kind of out there to just tease the opponents, and in the process you are just gonna get hurt. Okay, and this is also one of the reasons why the Fate Core Chat is one of the worst unit out there in the game, because she actually provides barrier to all the units, and her barrier is way much more stronger than this one, but still she is the thrash unit. Why? Because of the barrier that she provides. Okay, the way how the barrier is actually kind of countered in this game is really bad. So yeah, both of her skills not really that good, not really that good. Anyways, looking into first active skill known as the Moonlight of Resurrection, it's the burst skill. I mean, like, more the mana she has, the more the healing that she's going to provide to the allies with the healing skill. All heals allies by mere 17% of the own maximum health. Cannot really expect a lot of healing out of it. Cleanses all debuffs and damage over time effects on allies, and special revives all dead allies. So definitely this gain mana 1 mana effect from the final prayer can be quite helpful in order to revive all the dead allies right away to their feet. Okay, so that's the thing out there. And next is gonna be the Moon of Wrath. Isn't changed. Okay, it's pretty much the same out here, with which you can actually provide a good AoE heal to everyone. But the thing is that, like, she needs to hit the target. So if the target kind of really, like, just evade or dodge, provided that all of the target are gonna just dodge or block the dodge the attack, not block, and just dodge the attack, then, well, it's not gonna be in effect. But it's kind of really rare for all the targets to just block at the same time as well. So, well, I think it's actually gonna go as valid stuff. All right, really good healing out here. Cleanses all debuffs and damage over time effects from the heal targets. Really awesome, guys, really awesome. Now, looking into her, like, this exclusive weapon, it's pretty much scam as well. Just, like, keep on rolling out and pray to your RNG Lord to get this kind of weapons through the Relic of Dragon Dynasty summons. Alright, that's pretty much it. Because the amount of cess that you are going to be investing on it is stupid. It's stupid. Anyways, if you're asking me, should you be really summoning her? No, totally no. As a Black Fate Core hero unit, totally no. Because, like, there's a very good chance that you are going to get her pretty sooner or later, free of cost, thanks to the Fate Core recruit ticket that you will be able to get through so many contents out there, like monthly season mission, we have got core raid, and we have got so many other events out there that's going to keep on giving us a lot more and more. Even the bingo event that's coming up pretty soon, right? Now, that said, let's move on to the next unit. That's going to be the Core Reverse Astral Idol Liffy. That's going to be coming on the next week. Alright, so looking into her her artwork is pretty much the same. Looking into her passive skill out here, the new passive skill is actually added. A magical harmony increases on attack by 6% at the start of an ally's turn. Sounds pretty interesting, alright? So meaning like whenever the ally is actually gonna get their turn, she's just gonna get that 6% attack boost right away, which is stackable up to a total of 5 times. So 6 5s are 30, right? So 30% of this stack is, I mean, like, really good. 30% of attack boost, really awesome. But now there's a very weird condition out here. And removes all attack increases buff from magical harmony at the start of an enemy turn. So provided that there's only one solo opponent, like let's say in the Holy Dragon Grounds, yes, definitely it's going to be a really great help. Or let's say when you're trying to fight against those opponents like who are kind of solo, especially in the story contents, yes, it's actually going to be really helpful out there. Yeah, it can be quite helpful. But when it comes to Devastating battles, not really, because obviously opponents are definitely going to have a lot more of their numbers out there, and well, if you are going to lose more and more of your hero units in the battlefield, or let's say your allies, definitely it's going to be more and more void. Okay, it's not going to be really that effective anymore. And that's just 6% of attack boost. Okay. I mean, like, she's not that type of unit that actually can deal very superb damage out there. And usually we actually depend upon the signature force for so many massive damage, okay? And with that said, let's look into her first active skill known as the Sound of Drill. It requires 2 mana and after effect. Instead of just 63% damage to all allies, to all enemies, it's now only gonna deal 44% piercing damage to all enemies. Okay, so yeah, the damage modifier is reduced, but it's a piercing effect that I think is going to ignore 25% of the defense of the opponents. So I would say it's pretty much the same thing, not really that big difference out here. Overtime effect corrodes the target, dealing 39% damage to every turn for 2 turns. So thing is that, like, it's an AoE attack, definitely the damage output is really low, and the signature force damage will be divided as well. So not really that super skill in my opinion, and as there is no superstar effect on it, so well, I would say not really that superb, okay? You definitely need to use a superstar effect from like a Jinn or something like that in order to actually increase the damage from the corrosion effects, or else it's just gonna work against you. Next is gonna be the Mic Charge skill. Is unchanged. The Mic Charge, it actually is gonna require 3 mana, and it's a single target nuke. Deals 367% piercing damage to one enemy. Alright, now that is pretty valid, okay? It can actually deal some really great damage, and combined with this effect out here known as the Magical Harmony, she is definitely going to deal some really cool damage out there. But that said, is she really worth summoning? No. No. First reason, definitely she's a Black Fate Core hero unit, so you are actually gonna get her real soon, one way or another way, for free from those Fate Core recruit tickets, which you are gonna get through so many events out there. So no problem, no need to worry about that one. Alright, that's the thing. Alright, and that is it. But you cannot really expect her to just change something around. We have so many other units out there, like, who are just gonna perform way much better than her with that same kind of stuff out there. And her exclusive equipment is pretty much the scam, same as the before one. Just don't try to summon for this kind of weird weapons, okay? They are not really gonna provide you any kind of like extra amazing boost out there. Just 30 attack boost and 3000 combat power boost is not really good. Now next is gonna be the Core Reverse Soft Silver Hair Jinn recruit. Okay, now we have got some hope with him, because this silver Fate Core Jinn, this soft silver hair Jinn is a gold Fate Core hero unit. Yes, a gold Fate Core Banga hero unit. So let's look into his skill sets out here. As a Banga hero, definitely he has this hard strike, and he's an assassin, so that means like he can actually attack if an enemy takes damage and its health drops to 10% or less. Yeah, that can be quite helpful, to finish off the opponent out there, which can be really helpful, especially against the opponents which are with the Tranquil Mark effect. Anyways, that said, the new skill effect is known as the Secret Stealth technique, which can be a really great help for his survival. The main problem with the Jinn was that he was pretty squishy, right? And this could actually be a really great solution for his squishiness. Special grants stealth. Usually in most of the RPG gacha games out there, stealth actually does provide a certain character to not be able to be targeted. Yes, you just cannot target that unit with the single target nuke damages. You have to either use the AoE damage in order to reach to that particular opponent, and then, well, that opponent will be able to get away from the stealth. Okay, so yeah, if you want to just strip away the stealth from the Fate Core Jinn, then, well, you have to attack with the AoE damage. To self, if there is an enemy marked with the branding, okay, the branding will be provided with his both first active skill and the second active skill. Increases dodge by 30 points. That is good. That is good. And reduces own received damage from attacks that targets all. As I told you a while ago, those damage or those attacks that actually target all the opponents will be the one that is actually going to be able to deal some damage to him. And when he's actually dealt that damage, the damage done will be reduced by 30%, providing him more sustenance out there. And guess what? Removes all branding marks from all the enemies and secret health technique effects when attacked. So yeah, that's all that's as far as he goes. Okay, so that's the thing out there. If he actually just gets hit only even once by those AoE attacks, game is finished. Game is done. But if he actually keeps on dodging the attacks, the incoming attacks, man, he is pretty much a very big problem for the opponents out there, because he's a really good DPS character, and he's pretty fast as well, so he can actually deal some really great damage, and on top of that one with that very fast speed out there as well. And thanks to this stealth, he can keep on killing the opponents out there with those killing blows. So really good stuff, guys. And definitely thanks to this skill effect, you are supposed to now finally use that Guardian Stone whenever you are going to awaken him. You are supposed to use those nature Guardian Stone, okay? Yeah, Nature Guardian Stone, so that you can provide him with more dodge stats, because he really needs them. He really needs them. Dodge stats, I think it will be improved by 12 points when awakening, and further it can be boosted by up to another 12 points, so a total of 24 points. So additional 24 plus 30, that's going to be 54 points of dodge points. That is really good. Really good. Okay, try to get it. As long as he can dodge any kind of incoming AoE damage, he is fine. He's really fine. No need to worry about his sustenance, guys. Alright? Anyways, there is the Bangai stuff out here. I really don't want to talk about it anymore. Next is going to be his first active skill, known as the Ninja Art Shadow Slash. Okay? So it is actually going to require 1 mana. Yeah, the main problem with the Fate Core Jinn is that he only uses 1 mana for his both active skill. Alright? And that is the reason why he's not really able to tap into the signature force, because more the mana that you are going to be using, more the signature force damage that you are going to be able to do, right? Yeah, that is the reason why, yeah, he's actually going to have a lot of problem out there. And still after this Fate Core upgrade, he's not actually receiving any kind of increments in his mana, like consumption, okay, or mana cost, which is still bad, okay? Single target deals 180% damage to one enemy, which is pretty good. Same as before. Resets on turn if the target dies. Yes, that can be really helpful. Afflicts the target with silence for 3 turns, and mana burn 1 mana if the target is charmed. So the charm effect is provided by the Jinn. You can use Fate Core Jinn. He belongs to Astoris Republic. So if you are going to use him in the Astoris Republic team, he's definitely going to shine out there together with the Fate Core Jinn. Mark effect. Afflicts the branding mark that decreases the target's hit by 50 points. Wow, think about that. Alright. So he's actually really improving his chances to dodge the opponent attack. Think about it. You can already start targeting those opponents that have really high marksmanship. Like, let's say you can actually target the Fate Core Rera, yeah, and many other units, alright? So you can actually just brand them. And guess what? Their hit point is going to be decreased by 50 points. And thanks to your Awakening and your Guardian Stones combos, you are actually going to be receiving 24 dodge boost over there and 30 dodge boost from his passive skill effect. So with all those gap out there, there's going to be a total gap of about 100, right? Something like that. Ah, shit. 104. Yes, 104 points difference, that hit and the dodge effect. So definitely he's going to have a really great time in just dodging any kind of attack coming from the opponents, and that's going to actually help him a lot more in dealing more damage and being a lot more sustaining in the battlefield. Really good stuff, guys. Really good stuff. So yeah, there we go. This actually is kind of allows him to be the last man standing in the matches out there most of the time. High five, okay? It's a second active skill, and man, it's a burst effect. Okay. That is great. Now that is great. Second active skill uses 2 mana, but now it's a burst effect, which is so good. Meaning, like, he can actually use those any kind of extra mana that he has in order to use his second active skill, and with only just 2 mana, he can always use his second active skill without any problem at all. That is so good. Okay, any kind of extra mana he's gonna burn, and any kind of extra mana used, more the signature force damage will be dealt to that single target, and that can actually make him a very fearsome opponent. Wow. Look at that. Single target deals 375% damage to one enemy. Ambush afflicts the target with silence for 4 turns, and mana burn 1 mana if the target is charmed. So that is really great. You can actually silence the opponent as well, which can be quite helpful because the opponents will not be able to use their active skills while they are silenced, okay? And mark effect. which is going to allow him to decrease the target's hit points by 50 points, so that it's much more easier for him to to keep on dodging the enemy attack. And guess what? On top of that one, you can possibly use Fedko Schmidt in your team so that he can keep on getting those extra turns, right? Yeah. If he keeps on getting those extra turns, man, it's gonna be much easier for him to keep on marking all those opponents out there, here and there. Amazing, amazing, man. With the skill, with the charm target. Alright, that's great, that's great. So definitely, now we can say the Fedko Jinn is a very top tier unit. He is rising, and he can deal some really great damage while improving his sustenance at the same time. Amazing. You can always go with his second active skill. Always, always, always. 2 mana cost, very easy to use. Burst effect, any extra mana, he's just gonna use it right away. Amazing guy. And he's very fast, and having to get that 2 mana right away, it's not a really big deal for him anymore. Okay? So he's a very fast guy, little guy. Oh my god, oh man. Amazing, 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 amazing. So, as a gold Fedko hero unit, there's a 0.5% chance for him to drop from his banner, and you will be able to get him for free after 28 core mileages, or let's say you can pity him after 28 mileage summons. And now, if you're asking me, should we be summoning the gold Fedko Jinn? Then, well, the answer is yes, go for it. It's really good. He can actually revive the Astoris Republic team. Exos Republic team has been considered like one of the worst teams so far, but now I think we can easily see that the Exos Republic rising once again, thanks to the Fedko Jinn out here. Wow, this is amazing, and it's a fast lieutenant. Thing is that like he is actually gonna get direct boost from the Exos Republic signature force boost out there with that attack speed boost and so much more. He's gonna get that direct advantage, which most of the units, like let's say Baraka cannot get, like Fedko Jeon cannot get. There are so many other units who just cannot get, right? And here we have this unit who is directly gonna get benefit of it right off the bat. Amazing, amazing, amazing. He's gonna be really fast, guys. He's gonna be a really fast unit. Exclusive weapon chance of sharp skull. Okay, I really don't recommend you guys getting this weapon right away. There's no difference between the faded weapon and this one, except for those tiny puny little differences out there. So no need to spend your cess on the exclusive equipment, alright? And now, let's move on to the next unit, and that's gonna be the core reverse Rothbrook Baileysh recruit. This guy is now quite amazing, okay? As a first guardian, he definitely boasts to have that Dragon Wrath, Dragon Scale, Dragon Barrier, and so on, right? And on top of that one, guess what, guys? Now, look at it. Fallen Earth, debuff. Decreases the defense of the target by 50% for 10 turns, which is already good, already good. I am already starting to love that. 50% of defense decrease is amazing. It can really allow you to deal a lot more DPS output against that opponent, okay? When the enemy is afflicted with the damage over time effect, and guess what? Both of his skills can actually deal that damage over time effect to the target, which is so awesome. And he can actually go in hand with other opponents, with other allies out there that are so good at dealing the dot damage, especially Fedko Jinn or any kind of super idol, like those units out there that have the superstar effect that can deal even more damage to the opponents when they are under the corrosion effect, or let's say any kind of dot damage effect, okay? So yeah, that's the thing, guys. So first active skill, 2 mana cost, alright? It is a AoE damage, so definitely you cannot really expect a lot of damage coming out of it. Corrodes the target, dealing 39% damage every turn for 2 turns. It is actually a lot of problem rather than a really good skill, okay? Unless you have those superstar effect, thanks to the Fedko Jinn or any other superstar or super idol hero units out there, alright? So it's not really advised for you guys to just use it right away, just like that. But if you have those effects, definitely it's going to be a really great help in order for him to apply that 50% defense reduction on the opponents. And well, that also said, it can actually be now pretty good as well, because the opponent will have defense reduced. So even if you are going to use it on the first guardian units, you can still be able to deal a lot of damage to them. So not bad, but still Dragon Wrath can actually still be a big problem, okay? So be careful about that. Next is going to be the Harmageddon. Harmageddon, it says it's a single target attack and it's a 4 mana consumption. That means like this guy can deal some really serious damage. 4 mana consumption, bring it on. He can actually deal some really serious signature force damage out there to that single target that can totally ignore the defense of the opponents and can crit as well. Overtime effect corrodes the target, dealing 112% damage every turn for 5 turns. So yeah, there we go, guys. And he's a black Fate Core hero unit, so 0.7% chance for him to drop. And after 19 multi summons, you will be able to PD summon him or get him for free. There we go, guys. Exclusive weapon, scam, don't summon for it. Next is gonna be the core reverse, bitched by this Blue Sea Degas recruit. He's also a black Fate Core hero unit, so he is gonna drop at 0.5% chance from his own banner, and yeah, 0.7% chance from his own banner, and you will be able to get him for free after 19 multi summons. Okay, 0.7% chance for him to drop from his own banner. So looking into his this effect out here, he can actually provoke the opponents for up to 10 turns. All right, and he can actually provide some little bit of heal to himself as well, and he can provide some mana gain as well. And he's a really good unit that you are supposed to use against the Holy Dragon Grounds, because not only that, he's actually going to improve the damage dealt against that dragon, but also to receive the reduced damage from the Frost Element Dragon. So that's really good. Alright, and you can even modify the opponents to turn them into the ducks for like 3 turns, and they will be pretty much helpless. And thanks to the Summer Blessing, one-time Frost Element damage coming from the Frost Elemental units, like let's say Fate Core Battery, can be totally nullified. And after that one, the attack is going to be boosted by 50% for all the alloys. That's it. Now let's go into the CPR. Okay, CPR, it says resets on turn if an ally affected by the caster's share health dies 1 time per round. Yes, he can actually share the health with all the allies out there with his first active skill for a total of 16 turns, which is pretty insane, right? Yes, there you go, guys. Alright, he can share the health, and if any one of the ally who has that share health effect dies, he's actually gonna get that turn reset right away, which is like 1 time per turn. Which is like, okay, that's good enough. A lifeguard, guys. A special effect increases own defense by 10% if there is an enemy with higher defense than self at the start of the battle. So that can be quite helpful for him to actually have more sustenance in the battlefield, provided that there is an opponent out there which has more defense stats compared to him. Like Fate Core Schmidt, maybe, like any kind of first guardian units, like those, or let's say Fate Core Shofrakan, and so on and on. Anyways, Blue Aegis of the Faith. Okay, this is the first active skill, which is going to require 3 mana effect, but it's not a offensive effect, so that means like you will not be able to deal any kind of signature force damage out of it. It actually increases his own maximum health by 38% for a total of 8 turns, which is so good, guys. And on top of that one, he can actually share the health with the allies out there for 16 turns. As you can see right over here, any ally out there with the share health effect dies, he's actually gonna get that 1 round reset right away. Okay, 1 turn reset right away, which is kind of helpful, guys, meaning like he's gonna get that turn right away. Cursed Blue Trident, which is his second active skill, which consumes 5 mana, and it is a damage that actually targets all the opponents. So even if thanks to 5 mana, which is actually supposed to give him a high like signature force damage boost, still you cannot really expect this effect to actually deal a lot of damage out there. Okay, and it's going to afflict the opponents with the freeze for 5 turns. But there are so many units out in the game, like let's say Fate Core Iris, who can actually just cleanse the allies by just passive effect. Okay, no need to even use the active skill effect, so not really that's impressive out here. So I would say it's like not someone who would actually kind of change the meta. Okay, so in overall, if you are asking me if you are supposed to summon him, no, not really, because he's a black rated Fate Core. That means someday, one way or another, you are definitely gonna get him through the Fate Core recruit ticket, which you are gonna get through the various contents in the game, and no need to summon for this exclusive equipment. No need, guys. All right, so yeah, that's all there is to it. So in summary, core reverse blitzed by the Blue Sea Degas recruit, totally still a trash unit. Okay, yes, he's good, but they are just way better in like tank units in the game. So yeah, not really that sweet spot where we can just fit him in. Okay, so even his new skill sets, not really that great help. No need to summon for him. Next is gonna be this Rothbrook Baileysh, really quite helpful out there in the battlefield, especially for the beginners. Definitely a great choice. Okay, a really great unit, but still not someone who can actually contest the meta. Okay, so no need to summon him. Next is gonna be this guy. Okay, Gold Fate Core Jinn, you are supposed to get him. Alright, having that difference between the hit and the dodge, okay, hit plus dodge, that 105 points of difference, he definitely can actually dodge the incoming attack of the opponents really easily, and as long as he keeps on dodging, oh my god, he's untouchable, okay. So yeah, that's the thing out there, and he can actually deal a lot of damage. And thanks to his second active skill having the burst effect, man, Gold Fate Core Jinn is really a great unit right now. Next is gonna be this Fate Core Astral Idol Liffy. Okay, this Liffy, still a trash unit, so no need to summon for her totally. And next is gonna be this Ledger, still a trash unit, no need to summon for her. There's no place where you are just gonna able to feed her right away. And next unit is gonna be the Fate Core Baileysh. No, Fate Core Bernavas. And yeah, there's no really good place for her to fit in out here as well. So no need to like summon for her as well. The only unit that is really capable of being summoned or is totally worth summoning is gonna be the Gold Fate Core Jinn, or let's say the soft silver hair Jinn. That's the only unit that you are supposed to summon. All right, and that's it and done. That is it for today. Definitely I will be trying to like cover up all the other contents that is right now in the Exos Heroes. All right, because damn, today, wow, devs really did surprise us with so many contents out there. That's it. See you guys in the next video.